Join me as I challenge myself to identify and stop enabling narcissistic behavior in my life and relationships. Narcissism. It's a word that's often tossed around, but do we really understand the impact it can have on our personal relationships? As someone who's been guilty of enabling narcissistic behavior in the past, I've come to realize just how crucial it is to address these patterns and take back control of our own lives. We've all been there. We care deeply about someone and we want to support them, but unwittingly, we end up enabling their narcissistic behavior. We might make excuses for their bad behavior or constantly try to people please them, thinking that it'll somehow fix the relationship. But the truth is, this only perpetuates the cycle of narcissism and leaves us feeling drained, resentful, and stuck. For instance, have you ever found yourself constantly walking on eggshells around someone, never knowing when they'll blow up or become angry? Or maybe you felt pressured to always agree with someone, even when you don't actually share their opinion. These are just a few examples of how we might unknowingly enable narcissistic behavior, and it's essential that we become more aware of these patterns. When we enable narcissistic behavior, we're not only giving the other person permission to continue acting out, but we're also sacrificing our own mental health and well-being in the process. It's a toxic cycle that can be incredibly damaging, and it's crucial that we take responsibility for our own actions and start making changes. Enabling narcissistic behavior can manifest in many ways, but some common examples include constant validation, where we're always trying to boost the other person's ego, even when they're not deserving it. Or maybe we avoid conflict at all costs, fearing that the other person will become angry or upset if we don't agree with them. These behaviors might seem harmless on the surface, but they're actually huge enablers of narcissism. Take, for example, constant validation. When we're always telling someone how great they are or how much we admire them, it can create an unhealthy sense of entitlement. They start to believe that they deserve special treatment and that everyone should cater to their needs and desires. And when we avoid conflict, we're basically saying that the other person's feelings are more important than our own. This can lead to a loss of personal boundaries and a lot of unnecessary stress and anxiety. Another way we might enable narcissistic behavior is by constantly making excuses for the other person's bad behavior. We might say things like, "Oh, they're just having a bad day," or "I didn't mean to hurt me." But the truth is, when someone consistently treats us poorly, it's not about them having a bad day. It's about their own insecurities and lack of empathy. And by making excuses, we're essentially giving them permission to continue treating us badly. Recognizing and stopping these enabling behaviors is essential for breaking the cycle of narcissism and reclaiming our personal power. It's not about blaming or shaming the other person, but about taking responsibility for our own actions and setting healthy boundaries. When we stop enabling narcissistic behavior, we open ourselves up to healthier, more fulfilling relationships and a more balanced sense of self. The key insight here is that we have the power to break free from these patterns and take back control of our lives.